This is something that pretty much everyone uses, but not everyone knows how it's used, like the mechanics and the anatomy part. I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's the voice box. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SLP Peep. As always, I am Janelle, a speech language pathologist, and for this month, we are going to be talking about the voice. No, not the show, but like our voice, what I'm currently using to communicate, as long as you're not reading subtitles, and what a lot of people end up hearing, that voice. I want to be very clear. I work in a pediatric outpatient clinic. Voice is not normally what I work on. In fact, I've only had one voice client since I started working at the pediatric outpatient clinic. Voice is mainly for adults, but there are some cases where the younger population need therapy for their voice. Voice therapy or speech therapy specializing in voice is pretty much that, a specialty. Before I go more into the voice therapy and what exactly everything is, I'd like to take this moment to remind you to please like and subscribe if you like this sort of content. And if you don't, I hope you find the video that you want. Here on this channel, we mainly stick towards speech language pathology. Sometimes we veer off on things that can be related to speech language pathology, but we mainly stay in the realm of SLP world. Now, voice is part of the ASHA Big 9. As a quick reminder, ASHA Big 9 are the 9 areas that speech language pathologists work on here in the United States of America. Thus, the first A in ASHA is American. Because voice is part of the ASHA Big 9, it is something that we are allowed to work on. We are allowed to focus and treat voice disorders. But what exactly does voice look like? What's a voice box? Now, the box of voice box is a bit of a misnomer, meaning there's not actually a box per se. When you look on diagrams, it's normally outlined in a box, but there's no actual box. So what exactly is there? Well, before we know what is in there, let's find out where it is. If you get your hand, put it on your throat, and you start to hum, you'll find a vibration along your neck. Sometimes it's higher up, sometimes it's lower down. Sometimes it's right in the middle. Mine's really high. Where you feel the vibration the most tends to be where your vocal folds are. Your vocal folds are basically the last gateway before you hit your lungs. Before I present a diagram, I want to explain this cut a little bit. What I mean by cut is you're not going to see the outside of a face. It's cartoon drawn. Don't worry, it's not an actual picture. It's a diagram. So imagine a cut going straight down your face so it's symmetrical and it goes all the way back. Oh, look at this beauty. So this image is taken from Wikimedia. If you would like to get more information about this image and where it's from, the link is not only on the bottom of the screen right now, but also in the box down below. Now let's figure some things out. Remember, this is a cut as if you're cutting symmetrically through the face. There's a part that jets out towards the front of the face. That's your nose, which means this open area is your nasal cavity. Think of this as the snot machine. Yes, this is where your snot is pretty much produced and comes out through your nose. The two bumps underneath are your lips. And inside the two jagged areas, one on top, one on bottom, those are your teeth. Further back inside is this really big rounded area. That is your tongue. Yes, your tongue is that big. Now that we have figured out about the nose and the mouth, let's go to the back of this. Your nasal cavity does connect to your oral cavity through this passageway. So when you are a nose breather, this is the path the air comes in. If you're a mouth breather, well, forget the nose then. Your air comes in through the mouth to the back of the throat and it goes down. Now here is the part that not a lot of people know about anatomy-wise. A lot of people have heard the phrase, food or drinks went down the wrong pipe. This is what they mean. At rest, when someone is just breathing, air comes in, usually through the nasal passage, and goes down. And it goes through the front pipe. This is the trachea. For those that are wondering what this back pipe is, that leads to the stomach. And that is a great discussion for when we talk about swallowing disorders. It seems like there is a sharp point sticking out right above the entryway to the trachea. That is your epiglottis. It actually flips downward to protect the airway while you are swallowing. For those that see the black lines here, i.e., it encircles the first pipe, this is just a visual diagram of where your vocal folds could be. Again, some people have very high vocal folds. Some people have low vocal folds. This is just a great way to describe where they can be. This video is not so much about voice disorders or how to fix them or some common treatments. This video is more along the lines of getting to know your anatomy. I try and make everything really basic so that everyday person can understand. If you would like to know more about the anatomy of the mouth, the throat, even the lungs, because yes, lungs do matter in voice disorders. Actually, lungs kind of matter regardless. There are lots of helpful websites out there. I will link some down below because let's face it, this is our body that we're talking about. We need to know what's going on in our body to help our body out. For the question of the day, did you learn something different about your anatomy today? I've met people where I've helped them and they didn't realize exactly about the location of the two pipes or that they're divided so high up in the throat. Let me know your answer down below, and I hope you have a terrific day. Please remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, bye-bye.